Hello everyone, this is Gayle, and today I'm going to do another sort of how-to, and it's not going to be a finished project, so that's why I said it's going to be more of a how-to video. But I'm going to show you some things about your mica clays, and by that I mean your metallics, your pearls. And, excuse me, let me turn the sound down on my phone. But the pearls mainly is what I like to use. There are a few metallic clays, but anything that has the shine to it is the pearl, the mica that's in your clays. So what I'm going to use, this is the Primo Accents Purple Pearl. But I don't know how pearlized this is, so I decided to add a half a block of the silver to it. And this is also the Primo Accent Silver. It doesn't ever hurt to add more color, and silver can sometimes make some gorgeous colors. I forgot who it was that told me about that. I'm thinking might have been Donna Cato. It could have been Judy Belcher. But if you can take whatever colors you've got and add silver to it, you would be amazed at the gorgeous shades that you'll get. I mean, it's just beautiful. But I'm going to slice this clay, and I'm going to run it through the pasta machine to blend it. And I'm not going to make you listen to all of that, since I do have a motor on my machine. It tends to get rather loud. So I'm going to go ahead and blend the purple pearl and the silver together, and then I'll be back. Okay, I've done that. I've blended the purple pearl with the silver, and look at that pretty, shiny, glittery color that I got. Isn't that gorgeous? Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to trim this down into strips, because there's a couple of different things I want to show you. So let me just make sure all the little pieces of clay are off my tile. And I'm going to just cut some straight edges here. So that I have a consistent shape that I can work with. But I know I've explained this on previous videos, but I'm sure that somebody here that's watching is going to want to know also, so I will repeat myself. Doesn't hurt. The more I repeat it, the more people will hear it. Is to understand the principle behind your mica clay. Your pearl clay and your metallic clays have mica flakes in them, which is what makes them shiny. I don't know if you've seen any mica flakes. Let me get my dirty piece here of aluminum. But just pretend like this is a mica flake. And I don't know if you've seen any real mica before. It's really kind of neat looking. It's sort of a sort of clear. I don't know how to explain it, except like if you took a cross section of a tree trunk, you know, all the rings and things that are in a tree trunk. Well, that's kind of what mica looks like, except I think it's a stone or some type of a natural element. But when you've got your clay, they're all mixed up in all different places. But when you run it through your pasta machine, always, you know, in the same way all the time, you'll take all these particles and they will flatten out like this. And when they all flatten out, then you've got a shiny side. But the side of it is dull. And I'm going to show you that in just a minute. But I think I'm just going to make some strips that are the same width of my ruler, just because that makes them easy to cut. there's different things you can do with mica. You can do the mica shift, which I'm not going to be doing in this video. I might do that in another video. But this is just to explain and to use mica. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to stack these up. See, they're the same width, so I should be able to stack them if they didn't stick to each other. This way. And stack there and stack there. Because it'll be easier to see with the thick slice like this. And that blade's not going to be long enough. Let me use this blade to kind of even this edge up. This isn't a very sharp blade. It's probably not a good one to use with this. But looking here, you've got this nice shiny, see how shiny this surface is, the top surface? But let me show you the side. See how dark that is and dull compared to that? That's the result of the mica all being in one, you know, it's all flat. So there are different things you can do with that. I probably shouldn't have stacked all of those. I'm going to take one pair, and I've got it, there it is. I knew I had another blade. This one is just not a good blade. But I am going to cut a piece that's about as wide. This is 2 layers thick. See, it's 2 layers thick. So I'm going to cut this about the same thickness. So it's as wide as it is thick. So now we have one shiny side and one dull side. So what you can do here is you can take these and twist them. If you know Mike Busler, he's one of our premium, you know, he did polymer clay before polymer clay got to be popular. And he did some mica projects, and this is one of the things that he did. But look, can you see, let me come in. But can you see the difference? I don't know if the camera is picking it up. Between the, let me find something to point with. How about my needle tool? The shiny side, the shiny piece, right there. The shiny piece and the dull piece. Can you see the difference? I don't know if it'll focus up closer. Doesn't show up too well. Oh, there, it shows up better there. You can see it in real light, but it makes a real pretty twist. And what Mike did years ago is he would press this end down and press this end down on a tile, and then he would bake it. And then after it baked, when it came out warm, he would take his blade and slice it into beads, just like that. But they were already baked. So that's one thing you can do with your mica clay. This may not, I might have needed to add a little bit more silver because I don't know if this is going to work or not. So let me add, even though this is not the same thick width, let me just make this square. And I'll even up the ends. I may as well cut that too. It doesn't feel, I can't see it, but it doesn't feel real even. And then you can take stacks can cut it and stack it. I'm trying to make it about an inch square. And you can make it as tall as you want. But just kind of make sure they're stuck together good. Press down. Just make sure all the edges are flat. And we've still got the shiny side here and the dull side there. And what you can do is slice these. So I've got 4 slices. And I've got this is the shiny side. I'm going to lay that down to the right. And then this one, I'm going to take the shiny side and turn a 1/4 of a turn. And then take the shiny side. You can see I still didn't get them mashed together very well, even with all that pressing. And then the dull side. Can you see that stripe? You've got shiny, dull, shiny, dull. And you can make some really nice things out of this, and people would never know that. You can see it even better there on the cut side. That's where I cut. See that? And people would never know that this was cut from the exact same clay. They would think you used 2 different colors. So how many of you would think this was a light purple and a dark purple? But it's actually the same color. Because if you turn this, here's shiny, dark, and then turn it a 1/4 turn, then you have dark, shiny, dark, shiny. And you can do the same thing with this as you did with the other. You can make beads out of it. Let me just make sure I get all these sides. They weren't cut very straight. You wonder why I spent the money on a Lucy slicer, and it's because I just don't cut straight. But you get something like this, and you can... I'm going to cut it. This is the way Mike did it, if I remember correctly. And you've got 4 beads. You can bake them this way. Of course, you would want to flatten them out, make sure they're cut straighter than I cut them. But isn't that neat? Let me alternate them there. You can do, you can make earrings out of this. You could do like he did and twist it a little bit. That would give a pretty good effect. Let's try that since I've got the clay here and I'm not doing anything else with it. Let me see if I can reduce it down a little bit and give it a twist just to see what that does. But I just love working with pearl clay. There's so much you can do, so many little amazing things. Let me just try rolling this. Might help. You know what I need are my square pairs. See, I never remember to use these because I've gone so many years without them, and they're wonderful. These are from Teresa, Tiny Pandora. And you can get them all to the same thickness. And then give it a little twist. I got a little something on my clay. But give it a little twist. And doesn't that make a nice effect? You've got your stripes going this way, and then you twist it, and it really gives a nice effect. Wonder if it would work, if you'd show better if I did this, so that the camera doesn't have anything to focus on but the bead. Doesn't seem to work, does it? Anyway, so those are two things you can do, but I just wanted to explain to you about mica clay and how it works. You could take this and slice it and just make stripes. And then, you know, lay them side by side. I know these are not the same thickness, but you could lay them side by side and make a sheet of your striped clay. There's all different things you can make, you know, put it together for bracelets, earrings. But this is the basic mica shift, not mica shift. This is just your mica clay and things you can do with that. I will do another one on the mica shift, and I'll probably pick a different color clay that will show up a little bit better. I started to use the graphite pearl, but I was afraid that it wouldn't show up because it's black, but maybe that would have been better because it would have been a bigger contrast. But hopefully you were able to see this and that you understand mica clay a little bit better and can see some of the possibilities. So give it a try. Play with it. See what you can do. I may just ball this back up and do my other mica shift with the same clay just because I've already got it here. So, hope you enjoyed it. I will be back again soon with another tutorial. Bye-bye.